to the question, what if? Time,
Being wasted.
space,
Ing out.
reality.
Is that I've already hit the skip intro prompt because this intro was boring the first time I saw it, let alone the fourth.
We have watched how one moment, one choice.
Watcheration. So much watcheration.
What if the best of intentions has very strange consequences?
If you're going to doctor the wording for puns, don't do that ancient one at a time thing. You really need to throw a few supreme turns of phrase in there to really make it all even Steven. The question is, how many more though? Scissor doors. Too many people learned the wrong lessons from Back to the Future.
Evening, handsome.
This? No, I just pulled it out of the dryer.
What does this even mean? How would putting an item of clothing in the dryer make it any less impressive? Do most people in New York wear wet clothes?
You promised me creme brulee.
I suspect we can do a little better than that.
For someone who brags about putting his suit in a dryer, I'm a little afraid to find out what Doctor Strange considers a little better. I'd just stick with the creme brulee, Doc. She's not going to find the frosted animal cookie blizzard as charming as you do. Strange slows his vehicle down and the guy behind him rear ends him in a skid. Steven's car then does a full turn, significantly broadsides a pole, does another turn and a half, and still somehow breaks through the rock guard barrier with enough momentum to launch 10 feet out over the cliff? Show doesn't know how to law of conservation of energy correctly.
In this universe, Stephen Strange didn't lose his hands, but his heart.
Roll commercial show title is completely invalid. He didn't lose his hands before, he lost his use of them. And that's not his heart. That's his dead girlfriend in a box. And the director said, let's do that mystical apple eating thing again so the audience will know we're assholes for only changing the things we want to in the timeline because callbacks.
Stephen Strange could not let go of the past.
Wonderful. Instead of Christine being ignored, underused, and wasted, this time we're going to have her be completely fridged for motivational purposes. Such progress.
Sorry, but this is now my favorite t-shirt.
Stealing.
What are you doing up?
I needed the little sorcerer's room.
Calling it your little sorcerer.
You're being delightful. I must owe someone a muffin basket for this personality shift.
Calling it your muffin basket.
Well, this is shaping up to be a night to remember.
We find out eventually it doesn't matter, but how does Strange go back to stop this from happening and still get rear-ended at the exact same place in the road with the same pole and same weak-ass guard wall? Why wait till the second try to go ahead and have Google Maps find a route that, I don't know, doesn't involve the death cliff? You had one job, Strange. Also, just gonna go ahead and add 10 cents because this Groundhog Day sorcery goes on for all the some time.
We'll go, we'll dance. I promise you we will have a good time.
No.
What even happens here? She has some sort of medical event, like maybe a heart thing? It's clear the universe needs her to die, but if it's already going for cardiac arrest in an otherwise healthy young woman, shouldn't Strange know he can't change anything at this point? How do you go back in time to avoid random health issue? That shit can happen anywhere. Also, they made it there to dance? How did they do that? Does the universe have a bit of leeway on the timeline? What's the Christine must die window? Anyone have a direct number for the TVA? And now we're back in the water below the same exact cliff again. You went back to trying to drive the same route? I guess there's nothing you can do. Sometimes people just pick a hill to die on.
Reports of numerous casualties, including the death of one Dr. Christine Palmer.
Fatalistic news position. Fatalist position? Also, not only does the universe decide to take out numerous people to get to Christine, but the local news decides that she's worth soloing as an immediate eulogy? Is she that famous in New York City?
Why does this keep happening?
Maybe because you keep coming back to this point in time? Maybe he can't change the outcome regardless, but you'd think Strange would attempt one trip to a time prior to this night.
Do you want to talk? Maybe put on some music?
Maybe warn her about the car that's about to crash into her that you know is coming? No.
Good evening, Doctor Strange. Are you having car trouble?
Oh, snap! More like the asshole one, am I right? Also, why is she just coming now? Her and Wong made it clear that f***ing around with time travel is a bad idea. So if the Ancient One could come to him and prevent all of this, why would she wait this long?
Her death is an absolute point in time.
In this universe, you mean? Because it certainly didn't happen this way in the other one. Maybe Strange shouldn't be looking at time travel, but should be looking at multiverse. Oh.
There is no hope here.
Right, so then does he just, what, come back with you to your timeline, live out the rest of this timeline, go to one of the numerous timelines he's already created? And what timeline are you even from? How does any of this even work? Where did you come from? Where does he go? Where did you come from, Plot and Lie Joe?
Library. Hello. You know, books, reading, knowledge.
That's racist.
The lost books.
Sorcerer reading.
Do you mind sharing a tentacle or two?
Attempting to share someone's tentacle, even if you're asking for explicit consent. It's kind of strange. Strange survives this when Red Skull didn't.
What happened?
Well, even though you got strewn about by a giant octopus monster, not only are you not showing any wear or tear, the bruise you had earlier on your forehead is also miraculously gone.
A man does not suffer like this for his own glory.
Yeah, humans are much more likely to suffer for others than themselves. Super unselfish, this species.
If they won't surrender their power, I'll take it. Let's start small.
So this episode is basically, what if Doctor Strange murdered an insane amount of fantastical creatures? Well, that's fun for the kids. Every one of these creatures feels like an inside joke I'm probably missing. It's like Lego Batman all over again, and I'm all like, haha, can you imagine if there was a condiment-based villain and everyone else was like, well, there is, and I was like, yeah, comic books, totally. Why did the dragon turn him all dragon face, but the garden gnome didn't give him a fishing pole and a visible butt crack?
You use magic to remain frozen for centuries.
Nope, that's a different Disney property. Everything is a different Disney property.
He wasn't even the only Doctor Strange in this universe.
I would give all the sins back if we get a time cop face melt when the two versions of Stephen Strange meet.
What was in that whiskey?
Dude, people's faces are inking off and you're cracking wise? What do you think, you're healing the world with your comedy?
Yes, just think of me as an echo.
Oh.
I drew upon the power of the dark dimension to split the timeline, to split you.
Sure, I guess, but you split the Strange who was already trying to change the past into half who continued on that journey, and then half that went back in time and forgot all that stuff? Just say yada yada next time and save us all the headache. I mean, we're going to send you either way, but I prefer the non-headache way.
2 timelines? I doubt that's the simplest or smartest thing to do.
Stephen Strange would be magical at TVSins.
How would you find him?
He's found me.
Convenient timing of Evil Strange finding not as Evil Strange is convenient.
Hello?
Episode is 14% someone saying hello, and randomly Adele's favorite episode.
Don't you dare lie to me! I am you!
Yeah, I know. Here's a what if for you. What if Marvel took one of their films that somehow didn't end in same versus same and decided to make it into a TV episode that did end that way? Marvel's gotta marvel, I guess. Episode ends with 1 minute and 50 seconds of sorcery pew-pewing.
I live! I die! I live again!
I think you should just rush the podium like a contestant on The Price is Right.
The price is wrong, bitch.
We're okay. You're okay.
You're gonna be okay!
Say the word, Christine, and I will give you the world.
You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Well, we're back in the car again.
I only require more power.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Only the penitent man will pass. Only the penitent man